Yo, what's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round 3 for the week, where we've got Rikka and Avalon on the left versus Mathmech on the right. One deck here that has been mildly affected by the new ban list. I guess, yeah, the ability to hard open circular, losing that consistency definitely hurts. Also, not having, if you use the first circular, not having a second one for follow-up. Definitely not as nice, but they still have 7 copies of circular, so they can still get to circular. And speaking of hard opening circular, I think I see 2 copies of circular in the opening hand for our Mathmech player here. We're going to see Rikka and Avalon go first, though, winning the die roll here, starting with Petal, normal summon, activating the effect to either add or send a Rikka monster. They're going to add Princess. They're going to special summon Princess here. And they're going to activate Moodon, tributing Princess's cost, special summon Moodon effect to add a Rikka spell or trap. They're going to add the Con. They've also opened Sheet already, and they have Droll and Lockbird in the hand. And they're going to use Con to go ahead and set Sheet. They also got Ghost Ogre as well. So 2 hand traps, so two decent going second cards here against both Pearly, super heavy. Yeah, decent against those decks. Mildly okay against the cash deck. They are going to go ahead and decide to use the Glamour here to go ahead and tribute to Search 2. They're going to add Primula, and they're going to add Princess. And see if they end up using Primula effect. It looks like they will not. Saving those 2 cards in hand for follow-up for next turn. Going for a much more subdued end board, since they had no access to seed stuff. And we're going to see our Mathmech player go first, and they're revealing circular, so that's how you know they opened good, because there's no way they're getting rid of a circular off of Small World unless they already opened a circular. So I guess this is one thing they won't be able to do in the future. They're going to reveal Valor and grab Jizukiru on resolution. There's Droll and Lockbird, and luckily we don't have to worry about Gam anymore, so our Drolls can pretty much freely resolve now. And that's going to proc Triple Tactics talent, though. They're going to see they got Ogre, and yeah, they're going to hit that Ogre out of the hand, that being the last hand trap in their hand. They're going to special summon the Jizukiru over top of the Moodon, and that the importance of that is going to make it so they lose the monster negate from the Princess, since they no longer control a Rikka. And they're going to use Sheet on the resolution of Sigma effect. And it looks like they are just going to go ahead and pass turn. After that, they're going to give them back the circular, Sigma getting banished since that was the one tributed. And Rikka going to start off by normal summoning Primula, special summoning Princess, overlaying for Strenna. And they are going to detach Primula since they already have Princess Engrave. And now they're going to use the effect of Field Spell to go ahead and set Glamour. Getting a little ahead of themselves there. So they're going to set Glamour, activate Glamour. That's going to go ahead and add the Snowdrop. So trying to definitely go for a game here. And they do have a way to beat Nibiru. And there's the Seed finally getting access to that, as the Snowdrop tributes over the circular and brings out Seed. Alongside of it, they've got that 3300 Jizukiru. They could just go for Teardrop here, and I believe that would be a game, especially if they use the Teardrop effect, tributing the Strenna. But it looks like they're going to just do that job for them by, activating Nibiru, allowing them to negate the Nibiru by using the Princess there. That'll get to the Hyperiton and boost up the Teardrop to 3k. So it'll be 3k, 33, and 26, which is definitely, I believe, enough for a game. Yeah, so we're going to go into game 2, where we're going to see Mathmech go first. And they're going to normal summon Diameter, link into Lingaribo, and normally I would expect them to do that maybe if they had Parallel Exceed, but they don't have Parallel Exceed. They're just going to use Equation, bring back Diameter, link into Splash Mage, and use Splash Mage effect. And our Rikka player did have Imperm there. That could have been a pretty good spot to Imperm, considering they've already used their normal summon. But then again, they also have things like Addition and Subtraction, which very easily punish something there, still allowing them to get to Heat Soul. It's a tough question. Whether or not you do decide to actually go ahead and burn the Imperm there. I feel like that's something I would do, but then again, I could also easily see the other side of the argument there for why you maybe wouldn't want to go ahead and do that. But it looks like in the draw phase there, we're going to go ahead and see Anti-Spell get activated. And they're also going to use the Heat Soul to pay 1,000 to draw. And it looks like they are deciding if they are going to use Imperm or not. I think they have 2 Imperm in hand now. They've only hard opened 1 spell, which is pretty good for them. And yeah, they aren't going to use anything there. They're just going to go ahead and go right to the battle phase and go for evenly matched. And they are going to keep everything, well, keep just the anti-spell, set field spell, pass turn. They still have double Imperm, and I think that might be one other hand trap in the opening hand. I'm not entirely sure, but Mathmech not able to do anything there. They are just going to go ahead and pass turn. They're going to start by flipping up the preemptively ogreing there when they haven't used the effect yet. But so they're going to say, hold on a second, special summon Princess, then activate the effect of Con. They're going to ogre there, set to link into the Dryas, and they aren't going to use the talent. Well, they can't use the talents. I was like, why don't they use the talents? There's an anti-spell up. Yeah, so then Mathmech going to draw for turn here. They do have Small World, Mourner, and Superfactorial. That's I think that was the Small World top deck. Pretty rough into anti-spell. Rikka not able to do anything, just drawing, setting a card, passing turn. And it looks like our Mathmech player drew another spell, but they're finally able to flip up that Small World now that they had to set the previous turn, revealing Ghost Mourner. And they could go into, yeah, Effect Veiler has 0 attack, and then into a Circular, which is just a light monster. That's the only thing that matches between those two. And so they've gotten Circular to hand. They activate Circular Effect here. That is going to go ahead and dump Sigma most likely. And they're going to special summon that, activate Sigma Effect, Circular Effect. And they've already have Superfactorial set, I believe. Set it a few turns back. And they might be able to grab the Equation here. But it looks like they do not have any search targets in deck. That might have been sided out. As they do not have... Oh, well, the Equation's already in grave. And, yeah, they... I mean, our Rikka player probably can, you know, deduce that they've got the Superfactorial set already. So they're going to go ahead and Imperm the Laplacian. Well, the Alan Burton, rather. And, so you know what? That's fine. Not going to activate anything in response there. And they're just going to go ahead and go to battle phase here and try to attack into the Dryas, but you can attack the Dryas, but does not prevent them from attacking directly, so they'll be able to sink 2k direct, putting both players at 6,000 here. Rikka drawing for turn. Hopefully they found some semblance of engine. It looks like they finally have in the form of Rikka Petal, so they're going to normal summon Petal. On the summon of Petal, they're going to finally activate that Superfactorial, bringing out Diameter, Sigma, and the Circular to go into the Laplacian effect to go ahead and send. And they get to send 2 off the field now since they have set spells and traps, so they can clear a monster, clear a set spell or trap, and get one from hand. And they're going to attempt to use Princess. That's going to get the Omni Negate off of it, so they're still going to lose 2 cards. The Gamma Seal in the hand, the Dryas on board, and 1 set, which ended up being Triple T, which is completely dead now, but they didn't get rid of that last set card, which is their other form of engine, which is going to be Glamour here, which, you know, I feel like is only going to be able to get them so far since they really don't have any other good cards to get off of it since they've already burned their normal summon. Sure, they can get a Princess, but it really doesn't do them a whole lot. I mean, I guess they can maybe summon Princess and then get a Dryas attack. You know, well, they don't have Sewing, so they can't do a Dance Piano line there, so that's unfortunate. So we're just going to go into Game 3. We're going to start with Unexpected Die. That's going to bring out the Loci, and I believe I see Ash called by, Sign-Up Mining, Veiler for our Mathmech player among some other cards, and it looks like they are going to go ahead and add the Sewing here. And I know they don't always try to add Sewing if they can help it just to play around Droll, but it looks like they do go for it this time. The Sewing is going to get Ash, but I still think is pretty correct. And the Veiler is going to hit the Moo Down, which is also really, really strong. And they're just going to set a card and pass turn. And I believe that is a card... haven't really seen in Rikka. That is set, definitely a side deck card. I believe that is the Daruma Cannon. Destructive Daruma Cannon, whatever it's called. They're going to go ahead and activate Sign-Up Mining, though. Discarding Superfactorial to go ahead and get to the Circular. And looks like they are going to go ahead and get Withdrawal on Resolution. And they do have Call By for it. So, I mean, not much you can do there. Activate Circular. Circular is going to go ahead and dump the Sigma Mail. And then go ahead and special summon Circular. And they do have Diameter in hand already, so they're going to be able to bring out Sigma and get the effect of Circular to go ahead and search for Equation here. And I think even under the Droll and Lockbird, well, yeah, I was going to say they definitely could have possibly gone for an OTK there, but they do have the Destructive Daruma Cannon, so that's going to book everything on the field. Yeah, there's some other text on that card, but it's basically just a big Book of Moon. And it's going to prevent them from further playing that turn anyways. And they draw an expected die, and they aren't able to get anything done there. And they're just going to flip everything back up. And they have Ogre in hand as well. Or I think they already had die, and they drew Ogre for turn. They just need to draw, like, literally normal summon Petal. Literally anything, any level 4 or lower plant. Definitely could have helped them get them back into the game there. But, yeah, they are just going to mid-defeat when Mathmech starts to try and play again next turn, as they do definitely have a way for game there with no interruptions from our Rikka players. So that is going to do it. Last but not least, a big shout out goes to our current Divine level channel members who are Misfit, H8 Cyber, Cadillacs 84, Pony Stark, and Green. Thank you guys so much as always for extremely kind and very generous support of the channel.